G'day everyone, it's Jason here from Coastal Asbestos, the Gold Coast #1 asbestos removal company. Now we talk about being asbestos aware, what the products are, where it is, where you can find it. We've talked about diseases, but let's talk about what actually went wrong at someone's house. And I'll take you through the steps. So, we get involved in this stuff all the time. This is not a rare case. I've had to pick probably the one that impacted me personally the most. We got a call from a woman saying that they were doing some renovations at their house. They just brought the baby home from hospital and her husband had been working frantically to get the baby's room ready. Unfortunately, he'd been removing some asbestos sheeting in the house. He was playing around in the hallway. They were trying to run some wires or something into the nursery. I'm not sure what for. I didn't really ask that much. The woman woke up the next day and she had a sore throat and the baby had been coughing. Now that's not really what happens with asbestos, but there must have been a lot of dust in the house and she's become alert and concerned. And she rang us, she said, I'm really worried. I think my husband has disrupted some asbestos. Can you please come down and check it? Obviously that day, because we're up and down the Gold Coast all day, where it was easy enough for us to go down. I wasn't ready for what I was faced with when I got there. The woman was visibly upset. She was crying. I asked her to show me around, and visually I confirmed, yes, it is more than likely asbestos, just through the age of the building and the location and some of the other telltale signs around the house. From that point, we advised the lady to not re-enter the house with the baby and the husband, and they went and stayed at an alternative location. The following day, we had our occupational hygienist come down and do some swab tests from the source of the suspected contaminant. So we did some samples and it came back positive. So we knew what we were dealing with. We knew that it was just bonded asbestos, B grade asbestos. So we knew that we were qualified to handle and look after the job. We've got our hygienists in. They have their own methods, and we don't interfere in their methods. But basically what they did, from the obvious source of the contamination, they work out in a series of grids, I guess, or radiuses. And they determined that the entire top floor of this house had been contaminated and all the stairs down the stairs. Now, when I say the entire top floor, that included the carpets, the curtains, the bedding, all the clothes, anything that couldn't be decontaminated. They wrote a safe removal and re-entry plan. So we had to break the bad news to the lady that indeed her husband had contaminated the house with asbestos. At this stage, I don't believe I think he did it unknowingly, and this is why we work so much on awareness and education. For some reason, mother's instinct call, whatever you want, she knew something was wrong. So over the next couple of days, we went into the house, we bagged up everything, even their photo albums, their books, magazines, anything that couldn't be decontaminated, just a lot. The woman, she really wanted to make sure that she would never have to second guess. So she just said, just get rid of everything. These people weren't insured. They had to pay for this themselves, and they were happy to pay for it, believe me. But just think about the cost. So curtains from 3 bedrooms, beds, carpets, all their clothes, because all their clothes, the only clothes that were left were downstairs in the laundry, and that was it. After we did that job, we called in the hygienist again, and he did another series of swabs, and they set some air monitoring to double check the air quality inside the house and around the house. And once we got that clearance, they were invited back into the house to probably rebuild their lives. Now, it's like losing your personal stuff is a big deal, you know, but it can be replaced. But endangering your life's health and safety, your family's health and safety, that can't be replaced. We advise the family to go to the Asbestos Safety and Eradication Agency, and they have an asbestos exposure register. So the husband, the wife, and the baby now will have health monitoring for the rest of their lives. So it's not something you're going to be able to forget. There's not something they're going to be able to put behind them easily. Every year they're going to have that check. Now, the sinister part about asbestos-related diseases is it takes about 20 to 30 years to rear its ugly head. There's some horrible stories like this on Facebook, on YouTube, from Queensland Workplace Health and Safety of a young couple that were renovating their house. And they had their son in the house with them, and he ended up dying of mesothelioma at 20 years of age. I can't stress the importance enough that it's not okay. It's not just a little bit. It's not like he seems like a good bloke. He said he's going to be careful. Asbestos is deadly. Asbestos kills. You should not be trusting any asbestos removal to anyone who doesn't have the proper credentials. You can spend all day on the internet checking people out. If you Google my name, it just comes up forever and ever and ever. I've been interviewed in the Gold Coast Bulletin. We've been on Channel 7 News, Channel 9 News, Kochie's Business Builders. We've had feature articles done on us in Master Builders Magazine, National Construction Magazine. You know, all that's there on the internet. That's easy to check. There's no reason why you should be sort of left confounded. Like, how did this guy get into a house? We've won Gold Coast Business Excellence Award. We've won Workplace Health and Safety Excellence Award. All of that's on the internet. You have the power of the internet. There is no excuse, really, in my eyes, for allowing somebody who is not qualified and have the right intentions in your house to remove asbestos. Accidents happen. You know, we see this growth of renovation shows. And believe me, we've worked on renovation shows. We did 2 series of Our House Rules. Now, those people, they don't talk about asbestos on those shows. Or they might mention it's like just a little tiny little bit. But I can tell you they take it deadly seriously. You know, we removed, the first one was up at Hope Island, we removed about 3.5 tons of asbestos out of the house. And we were under like strict conditions. Channel 7 was watching us, and they had their own safety people. The second one was in a high-rise, 33 stories up. Same deal. These renovation shows take asbestos very, very seriously. Although they don't talk about them, it is there. So please don't get carried away with the romance of renovation and thinking, oh, the demo is something we can do. Sure it is, 100% it is. But for God's sake, please just get it tested. Get it checked, get me in, get us anybody in. Check Google asbestos testing in your area, but make sure that the testing is going to be done at an NATA lab. If it's not going to be done, all of it, not done at an NATA lab, just refuse, just ring someone else. They're like fish and chip shops testing agencies. They're all over the place. So please, please, please stop, take a breath and have a look and make sure that everything's in line and you've got the right people before you start home renovation. That's it for me from coastal asbestos removal. I hope this video has helped you understand how important it is to make sure that the asbestos removal is done properly in your family home or workplace. Now, if you like this video, there's plenty more over at our YouTube channel. So thanks, that's it for me. I'll see you guys.